Hello guys, welcome back to Mornings with Granny. Hope you're having a good day so far. Yes, I have been absent a little bit. If you watched or not watched, but looked at my community page, I explained why. About a week ago, a little over a week now, Thursday, week ago, I had a tooth fall out. So I had to go to the dentist. I went Monday and I had to have a tooth pulled. The tooth broke right next to the nerve, and then it was too bad to save, so he had to pull it. So my mouth has been sore. We also had some things going on this week. My granddaughter graduated from high school. My grandson graduated from college and was commissioned into the Army as a second lieutenant. And then he proposed to his girlfriend, and she accepted, so we will be having, I hope, a wedding this year. So we're excited. That's what's been going on. Now, I have been behind with my mail, and I apologize, but I'm going to show one now, and I'll show some later. But this is from a special young man named Caleb, and he is from Florida. And his mom said he watches my videos and thinks of me and his grandmother. And thank you, Caleb, for watching. And he also sent some cornflower seeds. He wanted to send me some flower seeds. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. We are still pretty much staying home. We have a few places open. Friday, I wanted to get out of the house, so I called the book lady and was surprised that she was open. They consider her essential because she sells school books. So I went up there and I carried a bag of books to exchange. Now, I wore my mask in the store, and when you went in, they had a table with sanitizer on it, and you were asked to clean your hands before you went looking at the books. And then the books you carried in, they had a separate table, and they sanitized them before they put them on the shelves. But I did find a few books, and it was good to get out. And then I went by my aunt's, the one that makes quilts, and she is making another quilt, but she showed it to me, but I didn't go in the house. I just kind of looked at it 6 feet away from her outside, and we walked around her yard, and we looked and we talked, and it was enjoyable. It was nice to get out for a while. And while we were talking, we were looking at her fig tree. She has a fig tree and she has an apple tree. And we were talking about the way we used to do things when you had extra stuff, like she has extra figs. When you have extra stuff, back when I was little, we would trade stuff. So I got to talking about persimmon trees I have in the front yard. I don't eat persimmons. They're little round fruits, about $half size. And if you don't know what a $half is, kids, that's a 50-cent piece. But they make about from October to February, and someone said they're similar to an apricot. Now, I don't like apricot, I don't like persimmons, but I have 3 persimmon trees, one that produces 2 more that are about 5 feet tall. So we were talking about it, and I've got a scupper non vine that I had cut down because I don't eat them, and they're big white. They call them the big white grape. They're the North Carolina state fruit, and they're part of the muscadine family. Well, I don't eat those either. And yes, I'm not much of a fruit person, and if I had to eat them, yes, I would. But we were talking about letting these things grow and trading with someone for maybe some extra beans or carrots or corn or greens or whatever they have. Maybe we could work out and trade, since the food situation is the way it is. That's the way we used to do things. I mean, we traded. You got this, I got that. I don't need this, you don't need that. Let's exchange it. So that's what we were talking about. So I'm going to start letting the grapevine grow back, and we'll see. And around the woods back behind me and around, there are blackberries and there are wild plums. There are plenty of wild onions growing. If you like dandelion greens, I've got a yard full of dandelion greens. So there are things that you can do to help your food bill. And also, we were talking too about when you go into food shop, instead of, let's say, buying a steak, which it would be nice, but let's say you went in and you were going to pay $10 for a steak. Well, you can eat that steak probably one time, but if you put that $10 in ground beef, you're going to get several meals. In other words, when you go in the grocery store, buy things that are multi-purpose. I know it's nice to have a treat once in a while, and you deserve a treat once in a while. Another example is Mom likes biscuits, but if I were going in to buy 2 cans of biscuits with 8 to 10 biscuits in each can, that's $4. For that same $4, I could get a small bag of flour. Flour's $1.29. I could get a pint of milk. I could get a small thing of lard or margarine, or a couple of sticks of butter for that same amount. And with that, I could make my own biscuits. I could make several of them. I could make pancakes. I could make tortillas. I could make flatbread. I could take and add sugar with it. I could make cookies. I can make cakes. So you see what I'm saying? Get things that are multi-purpose, not that just does one thing. And I know we deserve, like I said, a treat once in a while, but think, in the situation that we're in, think before you buy. I looked at chicken while I was in the store. $2.29 a pound for boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And you had about 6 in the package, and the package was $6 or $7, something like that. Right underneath that, on the next level, they had bags of chicken, the thighs and the legs, $7.99 for 10 pounds. All right. If you bought those thighs, you got just the thighs. No skin, no bones, just the thighs for almost the same price. You buy that bag, you got 10 pounds. Yes, it's a little messier to deal with. It's not that hard to skin chicken thighs, and it's not that hard to cut the bone out. So you got all these chicken thighs, because usually there's about 13 in a bag. You got all these chicken thighs, then you got the legs, then you got the skins and the bones. You can make broths, you can make soup, you can make a lot more meals with that chicken. You have chicken and rice, chicken pot pie, you can have baked chicken. You have a lot more choices than if you just bought that one pack of chicken thighs. So think when you go in the store. Another thing my aunt and I were talking about is drying clothes, for example. Cutting back on electricity. Now, I have a perfectly good clothesline. I don't use it that much. So I looked up, I was curious to see running my dryer, because on the average, I wash clothes maybe once a week, between mine and the dog blankets, let's say once a week, because I wear my clothes more than once. If it don't get dirty, then there's no sense in washing it. But I wear more than once. So that's 4 loads a month. So I usually just throw them in the dryer. Now, I looked up and they said the average dryer for 40 minutes costs 48 cents to run. And that's at 12 cents a kilowatt. So for me, that's about $2 a month. But you got to figure the blankets, or if I wash jeans or something, that's a little bit heavier, so I'm going to run it longer. So let's say $2 to $4 a month, okay? I could save that a little bit. And you're saying, well, that's not a lot. But when you $2 here and $2 there, it starts to add up, folks. It starts to add up. You don't think it will. Another thing I did this week, it says things are still closed, and like the salons, for example. My salon is still closed. My hair was so thick and hot, and I'm glad I got thick hair, and it's wavy, and I'm glad I do. But yesterday it was 86 degrees, and with the humidity and everything, my hair was just all over the place. Well, I got aggravated. So I took the scissors and went there in front of the mirror, and I cut my hair. Saved myself $15, and it's not the greatest haircut in the world, but it is cut, and it feels 100% better. So there are things that we can do to save money. Like I said, it might not always turn out just right, but you can save money. Our grandparents did it. We can do this, folks. We can do this. And plus, We have something our grandparents didn't. We've got the internet. We can look up all kinds of things on the internet. I mean, you can look up how to make bread. You can look up how to garden, how to amend the soil, how to make laundry detergent. I've made a video on that. How to stretch this type of meat, how to stretch your leftovers, remake them. There are so many. Get on there and educate yourself. Or listen to your older neighbors that can tell you how to do stuff. We can do this, people. We can do it. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a little bit more mail, and then we'll be off for today. Now, this is from Sadie in Pennsylvania. And this one is from Carol in Pennsylvania. And then I'll drop one. Let me get it. And this is from my friend in Ohio. And that's it for today. And again, Caleb, thank you so much for my seeds, and thank you for watching. Thank all of you for watching. Before I go, I want to tell you about Kim over at Life Prepared. We were just talking about meat. You don't need that much protein, and protein is in other items. Now, Kim did a video maybe 4 weeks ago on how much protein we need, and she really put some research into it. She went down and told you how much protein was in different items. So I'm going to attach the video, or put the link of the video in the description box. So go over, check her out, tell her I sent you, subscribe to her. She has some really good videos. And don't forget to give this one a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hang in there, folks. We will make it through. Stay safe. Bye-bye.